Welcome to the video that will help take you from beginner to champion picker. The information in this video will help you learn how to pick and then to become a better picker and earn much more money. You will discover the techniques of the very best pickers, the champions. Before you go picking, there are some important things that you need to know. Farms can be dangerous places. Your farm has a health and safety policy which you need to read. Keep well clear of tractors and machinery. Never assume the driver has seen you. Some vehicles, such as forklift trucks, move fast in every direction. Fields that are not being picked on any particular day may have been sprayed. Do not eat the fruit. When picking, wear loose, comfortable clothing. Always bring a sun hat and cover up to prevent sunburn. If you do use suntan lotion, always wash your hands. It is important that you know how to lift correctly. Poor lifting technique causes many back injuries. Always bend your knees and lift with a straight back. Avoid twisting, and when placing down, do the same. Soft fruit is often not washed before eating. Always wash and dry your hands thoroughly before starting work, after eating, drinking, smoking, or going to the toilet. Long hair must be tied back to keep it out of the fruit. There is a strict jewellery policy because jewellery can fall into the punnets. You must report any illness before or during work to your supervisor. If you are suffering from food-borne illness or disease such as gastric upset or dysentery, you must get written clearance from a doctor before returning to work. Any injury during the day must be reported to the supervisor. Only blue plasters issued by the site's first aider can be used. Lost plasters must be reported. You must only smoke, eat or drink in the designated areas. It is easy for the fruit to become contaminated. This is obviously stupid, but it has happened. All pickers must read and sign the Field Staff Hygiene Requirements form. It is available in various languages. Quality must always come first. Whichever fruit you are picking, first learn how to pick correctly and get to know the quality requirements. These may vary depending on which customer the fruit is going to, so make sure to look and listen well every time the supervisor explains. When learning to pick faster, you must do so without reducing the quality of your picking. Ask yourself, would I be happy to buy this fruit? On your first day, you will be told where you need to go to join the gang you will be in. You should be informed about where you are working. If you do not understand any instructions, say so. Get someone to translate for you if necessary. When you arrive at the field, the supervisor will help you get started. Look and listen carefully as there is a lot to learn. Supervisors know a new picker will not remember everything first time. Just do your best and always ask if you do not understand. Strawberries are grown at ground level or on tabletops, enabling pickers to stand upright. This section is relevant to both and will be followed by some information specific to ground level picking. The supervisor will show you how to prepare your trays. You may have one or two different trays to pick into. You will need to grade the fruit as you pick it. This may involve best quality class 1, lower quality class 2 and rubbish, or it may be just best quality and rubbish. The whole fruit must have enough colour. Sometimes a fruit is coloured on one side and too white on the other. Always look before you pick, as this fruit must be left on the plant. Class 1 fruit must be size graded. Large and small fruits go into different punnets. Medium size can go in either. Look and listen carefully when your supervisor shows which fruit to pick and how to grade it. All ripe fruit that is not good enough to go in the punnets must be picked and should be put into the rubbish container. This is the right way to pick a strawberry. Pinch the stem gently with your thumbnail against your forefinger and flick your wrist to snap the stem. If you squeeze too hard, it will not snap. When you start picking, practice this until you get the technique right and ask if you need help. There should always be a stalk of about 1 centimetre long. These stalks are wrong and will be rejected, so pick it this way every time. The picked fruit should be placed gently into the punnet. This is wrong. This is right. If the fruit is not too large, you can cup it in your hand like this and pick a second one. You must practice to do this without bruising the fruit. Picking a berry like this will damage it and your fruit will end up bruised. Never pull the berry. When you get it right, everyone is happy. Your supervisor will guide you on what is right and what is wrong. Standards such as size may change, so check with your supervisor each day. Make sure there are only strawberries in your punnets. Everything else must be kept out. If any of these are in your punnets, you could be in serious trouble. This fruit is diseased and should be put into rubbish. These fruits have poor shape and should not go into Class 1. Fruit that is too small or too large must be kept out of Class 1 punnets. Your supervisor will show you the sizes. Do not pick fruit like the one on the left. It is too dark and should go into rubbish. The middle fruit is not ready yet. Only the fruit on the right is good. Fruit that is like these shown must go into rubbish. Fruit like this must also go into rubbish. Never put bad fruit into the punnet. The best pickers get it right first time every time. Always keep your tray close to you. If it is too far, you will be slower and may damage fruit. Place the tray ahead of you so you are always working towards it. When the tray is half full, you can turn it to keep the distance short. It is important to pick all of the right fruit. You will need to move the leaves to find them. If you miss fruit, you will be sent back to pick the row again. This wastes your time and costs you money. When your trays are full, they need to be booked in. Make sure you do not put too much fruit in the trays, as they will be stacked. When one fruit is squashed, the fruit below is damaged. Never handle fruit like this. Your fruit will be checked, and if there is a problem, it will be rejected. So now you know how to pick correctly, and your supervisor will leave you to pick and will regularly check quality and assist you. When picking strawberries at ground level, you can pick standing up and bending over the fruit like this. And you can pick while squatting or kneeling on one or both knees like this. Do not sit in the rows. Make sure you keep your feet away from the plants. Damaged fruit wastes money and spreads disease. At first you will ache. It will help to change your posture regularly from standing to kneeling and squatting. Champion pickers listen to their body and it tells them when to change. To keep going at a high pace for up to 8 hours, you need to keep altering your posture. Picking faster means more money for you. Champion pickers do not miss fruit because they have a system. They search every plant in the same way, following a pattern. They pick each fruit as they come to it whilst following their pattern. You need to develop a pattern and always keep to it so that you don't miss any fruit. Going back for fruit wastes time. Champions pick fruit directly into both hands at the same time. Do this from the start, however slow you are. It may take some time to learn and you need to keep at it. Do not pass fruit from one hand to the other. Doing this, or just using one hand, is like two-finger typing. You can get fast at it, but champion typists use all their fingers. Champions see how many fruits are in one place and whether they need sorting. They know whether they can pick them all in one go without damaging them, or whether they need to go back, pick some, put them in the tray and then pick the others. Meanwhile, they're looking ahead and judging the next to pick. Remember this as you learn and you will get faster. Champions waste no time. They move the sledge regularly and accurately with the foot, whilst both hands are still fully occupied picking. They move the trolley with their hips. Whatever your farm uses, observe how the champions work and copy them. Champions move faster at everything they do, including walking, making up trays and booking in fruit. Raspberry canes are grown in rows supported by posts and wires. The supervisor will show you how to prepare your trays. You may have one or two different types of trays to pack into. You will need to grade the fruit as you pick it. This will usually involve best quality class 1 and rubbish. You may be required to colour grade. Look and listen carefully when your supervisor shows which fruit to pick and how to grade it. Sometimes a fruit is coloured on one side and too white on the other. Always look before you pick, as this fruit must be left on the plant. All ripe fruit that is not good enough to go into the punnets must be picked and should be put into the rubbish container. This is the right way to pick a raspberry. Hold the fruit gently and ease the fruit from the white plug. If the fruit is snatched, the plug will stay in the fruit, which is wrong. You must never do this. When you start picking, practice until you get the technique right and ask if you need help. Fruit which is not quite ripe must be left for the next pick. These fruits are not ready. Be careful not to squeeze too hard, as the ripe fruit is easily damaged. This is too many. The fruits are now no good. Once picked, let the fruit fall into the palm of your hand and pick another. Depending on the size of fruit, you can pick several into each hand. Be careful not to put too many in and don't squeeze them. The picked fruit should be placed gently into the punnet. This is wrong. This is right. When you get it right, everyone is happy. Your supervisor will guide you on what is right and wrong. Standards such as size and colour may change, so check with your supervisor each day. Make sure there are only raspberries in your punnets. Everything else must be kept out. If any of these are in your punnets, you could be in serious trouble. These berries have disease or insect damage and should be put into rubbish. If you're not sure, ask. Overripe and poor shaped berries should be discarded. Whether your farm uses a manual system or computer, the fruit you've brought in will be recorded so that you get paid correctly. The best pickers get it right first time, every time. If your tray is too far away, you will be slower and may damage fruit. Always keep your tray close to you and place the tray ahead of you so you are always working towards it. It is important to pick all of the ripe fruit. You will need to move the leaves to find them. If you miss fruit, you will be sent back to pick the row again. This wastes your time and costs you money. When your trays are full, they need to be booked in. Never handle fruit like this. Your fruit will be checked, and if there is a problem, it will be rejected. So now you know how to pick correctly, and your supervisor will leave you to pick and will regularly check quality and assist you. Picking faster means more money for you. Champion pickers do not miss fruit because they have a system. They take a width of about ½ metre and pick all of the ripe fruit there, starting at the bottom and working up to the top. They do not move their hands at random or wherever they see a fruit. They pick each fruit as they come to it whilst following their pattern. Meanwhile, their eyes look ahead to see the next pick. You need to develop a pattern and always keep to it so that you don't miss any fruit. Going back for fruit wastes time. Champions pick fruits directly into their hand at the same time. Do this from the start, however slow you are. It may take some time to learn and you need to keep at it. Do not pass fruit from one hand to the other. Doing this, or just one hand, is like two-finger typing. You can get fast at it, but champion typists use all their fingers. Pick all the ripe fruit into both hands and place in a punnet. Take whichever fruit there is least of, light or dark, and remove it to a separate punnet. Champions aim to keep both hands picking. They waste no time. Champions move faster at everything they do, including walking, making up trays and booking in fruit. The champions want money for a reason. For university, to buy a great car or get married. What is your big reason? Fruit picking is hard work. It is tiring and you're often working in difficult conditions. Champion pickers look after themselves, eat plenty of energy-giving healthy food and drink lots of water. They get enough sleep, usually 8 hours a night, and they either avoid alcohol or drink in moderation. Pickers become champions by observing other champions and copying them. Who are the very best pickers on your farm? Look closely at how they work and what they do. Ask them what makes them so fast. Watch and learn. Champions pick like machines. They set a pace that they can maintain all day. As you get more experienced, keep testing how fast you can go. Champions keep going when the going gets tough. For instance, when it's very hot or when there's very little fruit. When champions are picking, they shut out all distractions. They do not notice what anyone else is doing, and they do not waste time chatting. Slower pickers are easily distracted and fail to get into the rhythm of picking. Champions just keep picking. To pick at your best, you need to be relaxed and in a positive mood. When you keep focused, keep going and keep positive, everything will come out right. You too will be a champion picker. First you need to remember the basics and your supervisor will help you. To begin with, just look at improving a little each day. Remember, set yourself a goal to aim for. Look after yourself. Copy the best. Have a good search pattern. Pick with both hands. Keep going and keep focused. Think positive. Now you have the knowledge, go and put it into practice. Good luck.